Good evening, everyone. You're very welcome back to the channel. Here we are ahead of the Canadian Grand Prix. Now, this is one of my particular favorite circuits, I have to say. This usually is a very, very good race, so I'm hoping for plenty more today. We had quite the qualifying session yesterday, a wet qualifying session, but it did result in a very mixed up grid. Now, let's start off with a little bit of bad news here. Charles Leclerc starting in 19th place, so he had to take an engine penalty. So a complete update to his power unit following his blowout in the last race. So that's not good for the championship. That's not good for the championship, but it is what it is. Let's try to be optimistic, though. Carlos Sainz is starting in 3rd place, and so will potentially challenge Max Verstappen for this race win. That's the hope. But thinking once again about the championship, unfortunately, we have Sergio Perez, who is actually, he's second in the championship at the moment. He's starting way down in 13th place. So this is on a plate for Verstappen, if he can do it. This is his race to lose, as I see it at the moment. The weather looks quite good there as well. Very good news for everyone except Fernando Alonso, I guess, because the weather was what he was counting on. That's how he did his fantastic qualifying yesterday, and it was really it was very impressive, I have to say. So how are you doing today? Tell me, predictions. What are your predictions for the race? As far as I'm concerned, it's an easy one. It's Verstappen for the win. You'll see on the little ticker on the bottom. So my wish for this race is for Carlos Sainz to win, and my dark horse is Lewis Hamilton. Believe it or not, maybe you wouldn't view Lewis Hamilton as a dark horse, but given the issues that Mercedes are having this season, I think it's fair to call him a dark horse. But there you have it. Those are my predictions for this race. Let's see how it goes. We'll be kicking off soon enough. Now, let's just make sure that we do the social media side of things here as well. Yes, Hamilton versus Vettel. A couple of years back, that was a good one. Bottas Ricardo, I don't quite remember that one. Ricardo, of course, was driving for the Renault team at that point in time. Yeah, speaking of tyres, the commentary team are on about the tyres at the moment. It looks like being a one-stopper race. Predictions that have come true from Pirelli, as you can see here on the screen now, are for a one-stopper. So switching from the medium tyre to the harder tyre in around lap 22 to 28 in that window or that time frame. If they start on the soft tyre, then they're stopping slightly earlier, between lap 17 and lap 22, and there is a possibility for a two-stopper as well. Not sure if anybody's going to take advantage of that, but a few teams could mix it up with the old, switcheroo there. Have one driver on one strategy and the other driver on the other, of course. And starting grid now. Let's run through this. So we have Tsunoda and Leclerc both penalised for making changes to their cars. Leclerc, of course, had to change his entire power unit following the last time out, where he had that massive failure at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. They decided there was absolutely nothing they could do about that, so the whole power unit had to be replaced. We then have Latifi and Stroll, 18th and 17th, so they're the two home race drivers. Don't think either of them are going to be winning this race. If I was to put my money on either of them, it would be Stroll to do something, but things would really need to get messed up for that to happen. With Vettel, very disappointing 16th. He looked very fast during free practice 3 yesterday, but wasn't able to bring it through in qualifying. Gasly then starts in 15th place. We have Norris in 14th. By the way, on Gasly has just signed a new contract with AlphaTauri for next season. I was not actually expecting that news. I did not think that was going to happen. But there you go. He's signed up and he remains with Red Bull for one further year. So yeah, that makes things interesting. I think Sergio Perez has signed up for 2 more years with Red Bull. So I'm not really sure of the rationale for them keeping Gasly unless they just want a solid driver for AlphaTauri. That's possible as well. As I said, Norris is in 14th. We have Perez in 13th. Perez. He of course crashed during Quali 2 yesterday and caused a red flag, so he was out. Albon, very good. Look at that. Great result for Albon in 12th. Of course, wet conditions helping out some of these cars. Bottas is in 11th. He'll be disappointed because he starts behind his teammate. Zhou will start in 10th place. Very good qualifying for him. Ricciardo, pretty solid in 9th place. Let's see if he can have another good race. He had a pretty good race last time out as well. Russell, he'll be disappointed. He's starting in 8th, but he was the only driver to attempt going out on the, what do you call them, dry weather tyres during Quali yesterday, during Quali 3. Didn't work out for him. He went off the track. Didn't cause a red flag, but it compromised him. He was done. He was toast at that point, but he had a time that was good enough for 8th already. Ocon will start in 7th. That's pretty good, although look at where his teammate is. Schumacher, that's his best ever qualifying. He starts in 6th. Magnussen, his teammate, starts in 5th. Hamilton, pretty good, starting in 4th. Sainz will be starting in 3rd. Alonso, 2nd. Yeah, he was the man of the moment yesterday. Very, very good qualifying from Fernando Alonso, and he looked on the money all weekend in the rain, I have to say. So if it were to be raining today, he would certainly be my dark horse for the race, but it's not raining. It looks very nice there. The weather looks very nice. They're doing the formation lap at the moment. And Max Verstappen then is starting in pole position. And between Leclerc and Verstappen, not a lot changes there, really, does it? But it is what it is, and I'm as I keep saying, I'm really looking forward to this race ahead. It's going to be good. It's going to be very, very good. So the Formula One website is completely down yet again. Well, what's new? What is new? Not a lot, really. Not a lot. Okay. I've managed to get it working, but I've been trying all day and the sign-in hasn't worked, but it's working now. So they're coming around here to complete the formation lap. Yeah, just coming around now. We're on board with Carlos Sainz. He needs a good result here. He needs a really, really good result. You can see on the screen at the moment he's dropped down. He's only on 82 points now. He's well out of contention as it stands right now. That's amazing to see Alonso come around front row of the grid. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's fantastic to see him there at the front. And will he challenge for the lead down to the first corner? Will he challenge? Well, I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him in the slightest. Not in the slightest. We're going to learn very, very soon. So they're getting ready to go here. Still coming around. Who's that? Oh, of course, it's Tsunoda in last place. Yeah, it's a bit of a traffic jam at the moment. They're just waiting. That's one of the McLarens there. Of course, a very bright car. Stands out, of course. And Leclerc. Only 19th place for Leclerc. It's a good circuit for overtaking, though. So I am quietly optimistic that he'll be able to do some business here. I really am. Okay, should be a green flag coming here. The green flag guy is taking his time. He's really taking his time. Oh yeah, that's a very casual wave of the green flag as well. But anyway, we have a green flag, which is the main thing. Lights out and off they go. That was quick. I was more worried about the green flag guy. And Verstappen is in the lead. Anyway, he got away really well. Alonso's under pressure here from Sainz. That looks like one of the Alfa Romeos going a little bit wide there. Maybe that was Zhou. So let's see what's happening wheel to wheel there between the Merc and the Haas as well. That will be Hamilton and Magnussen, I guess. And then we have Schumacher versus Russell in the background also. Now, where did Ricciardo go? Where did Ricciardo manage to net out here? We're looking for a little bit of stability here in the order at the moment. Still a lot happening out on the track. Are we going to see any moves? It looks like Stroll stays behind his teammate as well. I was just looking at the two green cars coming through there. So it's Verstappen leading, Alonso second, Sainz third, Hamilton fourth, Magnussen fifth, Ocon sixth, Schumacher seventh. Russell has gotten past Mick Schumacher just at the hairpin. So it's Schumacher has had a bad start. He's down to 8th now from 6th, so he's lost 2 places off the start already. That is a shame for him. Oh, a bit of a battle going on here with that's Ricardo. Ricardo's in 9th. Would be Ricardo and Zhou, and Bottas is also in 11th. Not much longer. Perez is up to 11. Bottas has lost 2 positions there all of a sudden. What happened to Bottas? That's a weird one. That is a little bit strange. Whew. Okay. Alright. Whatever you say. Okay. Ocon, so is up 1 position. Mick Schumacher, as I said, is down 2. Bottas is now down 2 as well. Gasly has dropped 3 places down to 18th. Not sure what happened to him at the start. So he's also had a challenging start. Has anybody made major ground? Leclerc is up 2 places. Perez is up 2 places. And we should be seeing a few more moves then from those guys soon. Now Sainz is getting very close to his Spanish compatriot here. Back of Alonso. No DRS yet. Will he be able to get the move done without DRS? He looks close, but he won't be close enough. They're going to run out of straight there. Going down to the final chicane beside the Wall of Champions, or as they're now terming it, the Tech Pro Barrier of Champions. There we go. There we go. Now, let me double check that everything is running correctly. Why does it want me to log in here? I need to log in. Okay. Verify crosswalks. Well, this is annoying in the middle of a live stream. Thank you very much, guys. That's a crosswalk. Verify. Does it work? Is YouTube working today? Yes, it is. Streaming. Successful. Great success. Great success. And here's a replay of the start again. Lovely helicopter camera here. On board with Hamilton. So what happened with Hamilton? Is he thinking about... Oh, yeah, no, he was not thinking about anything. It was Magnussen was thinking about getting through there on the outside. Now, here's on board with Valtteri Bottas. So what happened to Bottas? Oh, he had to run... he had to run over the final chicane, and he had to take the exit on the other side of the bollard. So that's why he lost those 2 positions. DRS is active. Sainz is up into 2nd place. He's in 2nd. He's 2.4 seconds, though, behind Verstappen now. And I suspect that Hamilton would be next past Alonso, and that'll bring Hamilton up into 3rd place. So he's in contention as it stands at the moment. But Russell is doing the business. He's up into 6th. Team radios. So yeah, Magnussen has a damaged front wing. A lot of conversations ongoing about that at the moment. Okay, all right. Sainz now 2.7 seconds behind Verstappen, but he has managed to pull out. Well, he's only 0.6 of a second now on Alonso. So Alonso needs the DRS he's going to get from Sainz here, because Hamilton is putting him under big pressure. I think Hamilton's going to get him here, you know. I think Hamilton will get him. So we're coming down and around the hairpin, and this will bring us onto the back straight here. And I think this is the point now where Hamilton is going to get DRS. Let's see. Yeah, oh, Alonso has DRS. Let's see, that back wing is opened. It's working out for him. Yeah, Hamilton can't even get close there. So it's DRS versus DRS. Fastest lap for Max Verstappen. Has everybody started the medium tire? Perez has actually started on the hard tire. Bottas, Norris, Leclerc, and Stroll are all on the hard tire. So Perez and Leclerc, expect to see those guys jump up the order when the pit stops start to happen for the medium tires. That's that's going to put the cat amongst the pigeons, as they say. Okay. Alonso now is 7/10 of a second ahead of Hamilton. He seems to be losing Sainz. What's the gap with Sainz? 7/10 of a second still. Okay, so he will have the DRS. Yeah, there is definitely a bit hanging off the front wing there of Magnussen. So they haven't given him a black and orange flag yet, but it is kind of hanging off. That's a bit borderline, I think. That's borderline. We'll see what happens with that one. Okay, Karun Chandok just giving his opinion there. I can't really hear him, so it doesn't matter. Alonso now. Okay, so he's 7/10 of a second back from Sainz and ahead of Hamilton, so he's really in a... I got front left graining. That was one of the Ferraris saying they had front left graining. I think it's possibly Sainz. I just about missed it. Just missed it, unfortunately. So, fastest lap now for Carlos Sainz. So if it was Sainz saying he has graining, he's just done a Hamilton. Hammer time. And this is Vettel and Gasly are both into the pits on lap 6. This is early. This is early. What's going on here? Okay, so Gasly has pitted, and it looks like Vettel will get out in front of him. He was in front of him to start with. And so they're in second last and last place respectively, as I think you'd expect, given everything that's going on here. Rightio. On board here with Zhu, who's in 9th place, and he's trying to get past Daniel Ricciardo. He's got the move done. He's got the move done. I was wondering who dropped out of the race with Zhu in 9th place, but it's courtesy of the move he just pulled off. George Russell is true. He's into 5th. He's just gotten past Kevin Magnussen. So that puts Russell on the tail of Hamilton. What's the gap, guys? What's the gap? It's 4.2 seconds between Russell and Hamilton now. Let's see if that starts to... Bottas has a black and white flag for not following the race director's instructions. I wonder if that's linked to him going over that final chicane. Another fastest lap for Carlos Sainz. He's on the money at the moment. Still 2.9 seconds behind Verstappen, so he doesn't seem to be eating into that lead. And, oh, that's Ocon. That's Ocon on the back of Magnussen. I was wondering what happened to Alonso to put him down that much. But Alonso is still up and running, so he's 9/10 of a second behind Sainz, so still within DRS range, so he's hanging on. And Hamilton's dropped off. He's 1.4 seconds now behind Alonso, so not in DRS range. Pierre Gasly on board. I assume this is when he was going to the pits. Oh, he nearly went into the back of Stroll there. That was dangerous. Okay, on board here with Magnussen. So that's Ocon behind him. Yeah, Ocon is really going to want to make short work of Magnussen here. He's been having a good season. And the last thing he needs is his teammate to beat him today. Oh, apparently he has a black and orange flag. They've just told him he has a black and orange flag. I did not see that in race direction, but he needs to pit to change the front wing, and in he comes. So Ocon picks up the position, and that's bad news for Kevin Magnussen. Good news for his teammate, because it, of course, elevates him up one position and puts him ahead of his teammate, of course. So Schumacher now is into 7th, Ocon into 6th, Russell is 5th, Hamilton 4th, Alonso 3rd, Sainz is in 2nd, and Max Verstappen, as you can see on the screen, is our race leader at the moment, 2.7 seconds ahead of Sainz. He's taken about 0.2 of a second out of him since the last lap, but it's not. He's not being consistent in eating into that lead by any means. And Verstappen, actually, as he has just taken the fastest lap as well. Sainz did hold that for the previous 2 laps. He took fastest lap followed by fastest lap again, or the lap we'll previously come. Perez, what happened to Perez? Perez is out! The engine is gone. Engine is gone for Perez. He's dropping down the order. He's pulling off the track here. Looks like he's found a safety road, has he? Well, he's got as close as possible to the safety road. Yellow flag. Are we anticipating a safety car here? There'll be a mad scramble for the pits if a safety car comes out. Hydraulics. We're thinking it's hydraulics for Perez. Oh, this is a shocker. This is a shocker. You can look at the tracker. You can see where he stopped on the track. He has stopped. Perez is out of the race, and that is very, very disappointing. I have to say, I'm not happy with that at all. At all. Virtual safety car now. So virtual safety car. Leclerc's in 13th place. Will we see a whole bunch of pit stops happening now because of the virtual safety car? That is the question of all questions. I think they're going to clear away that car quite fast. Yeah, there's the marshals crowding around the car. On board here with Perez, this is a replay. Yeah, you can hear just as he puts his foot down, he loses power. So they're saying it's a hydraulic issue. Perez initially came on the radio to say it was the engine. I guess engine hydraulics is what it is. Just, by process of elimination here, trying to figure this one out. But that is very disappointing. Yeah, there they go. Just rolling it away now. 9.5 seconds is the estimate for what you would lose under the safety car or virtual safety car if you were to pit. I guess relative to that, it would be more like, oh, Verstappen's in. Verstappen is in. He's in. He's still leading the race. No, there goes Sainz. Sainz is leading the race now. Hamilton is in. I think this is a good move. Now, I know they have 60 laps left to go in this race. Maybe a two-stopper. Hard tyres anyway went on to Hamilton's car. I wasn't looking at Verstappen, what he did. Alonso's up into second again. Here comes Hamilton, and he's just out ahead of Mick Schumacher. Did anybody else pit? Sonoda and Latifi are in the pits as well. But out of the front, so Hamilton is racing with Verstappen here. It's been a while, but yeah, Mercedes have matched Red Bull's strategy. Russell stayed out, so he's in 4th place. Latifi is still in the pits. He's coming out of the pits now as we speak. Let's see where he nets out. So Perez is out. That means Magnussen now is in last place. He has pitted, of course, just before the virtual safety car as well. Oh, that is a cruel blow for Kevin Magnussen. He had to pit, of course, because of the damage to his front wing. Cruel. Verstappen is going to make short work of Alonso when he catches him, I suspect. I could be completely wrong on this, of course, but I have a feeling. Call me crazy. Safety car, virtual safety car is ending, we're hearing. Hasn't ended just yet. Still yellow, ending. Green flag. We are back and racing. So Alonso now is 1.7 seconds behind Sainz. Hamilton has come out behind Ocon. That's very interesting. So there was the team radio for Fernando Alonso, kind of asking, has Hamilton lost places? So he's behind Ocon, and he said to his engineer, okay, so we know what to do now. The plan will be to repay the favour, please, Esteban Ocon from last season. Delay. Hold up Hamilton. Don't let him get past. Let's see if Ocon can return the favour now. Hungaroring was a little bit tighter than the Canadian Montreal Grand Prix here, so this is going to be a tall ask for Ocon. It's 0.4 of a second now. I think if Hamilton can get DRS, will he be able to get past Ocon? I think that Alpine is quite fast in a straight line, though. We're going to find out very, very soon either way. Guan Yu Zhou now is right behind Mick Schumacher as well, and he gets very close. Sainz leads. Hamilton here now behind Ocon. Ocon takes the inside line. Oh yeah, no, Hamilton's not going to get through there. Oh, very nicely done by Ocon, but can Hamilton get the run now? Coming off the final chicane. Looks like he'll get the inside now. I think he's got the move done. Yeah, he's got the move done. Hamilton, he's locked up slightly, but he's through. He's up into 5th place. Oh, Esteban, you did not keep him behind for very long at all. Fernando Alonso is going to be very disappointed with you. Very, very disappointed. Ocon does look like he wants to hit back straight away, though. Let's see if he can. Hamilton has much fresher tyres now. They are hard tyres, though. 3.2 seconds now, the gap between Sainz and Alonso. So Sainz is pulling away slightly. Ever so slightly indeed. You can see him on the tracker there coming up to the hairpin. Here's a replay of the Hamilton move on Ocon. Yeah, it was fairly straightforward, I have to say. I still think, though, it's advantage for Verstappen here. Once everybody else pits, Verstappen out there on the hard tires. What's he doing now? He's 2.8 seconds behind Alonso, which puts him 6.4 seconds behind the lead. And of course, they all have to pit, and he doesn't. I wonder if he'll have to pit before the end of the race. It remains to be seen. Now, Christian Horner is going to tell us what happened to Perez. Gearbox issue, he says. Lost drive, gearbox issue. Yeah, he's disappointed. Well, yeah, we're all disappointed. We're all disappointed because as much as I like Max Verstappen, I think he's a very good driver. The sea is parting for him here, and everything is going his way at the moment. It's early stages still in this race. Lap 13 of 70 in total. 70 laps, yeah. Yeah, now it's not the longest circuit in the world, but yeah, this is quite the race. But we won't see it come to 2011 type of levels. That won't ever happen again because they put in a time limit now. We saw the time limit at the Monaco Grand Prix, wasn't it? Yeah, the Monaco Grand Prix. We saw the time limit come into play. I think it was between 5 hours or 7 hours back in 2011 for the Canadian Grand Prix with all the rain and red flags and everything else. Jenson Button ended up in last place at one point during that race and still won the race. Amazing. It was an amazing race. One of my favorite races in recent times, I have to say. Well, if you can call 2011 11 years ago recent, okay, well, one of my favorite races from the last decade, let's put it that way. It's Leclerc then is on the back of Bottas now, and Albon just ahead of Bottas. So this is turning into a little bit of a train. Ricciardo then will be ahead. He's 1.1 seconds ahead of Albon. No, 2.6 seconds. Sorry, reading the stats the completely wrong way here. We're back on board with Leclerc. Yeah, we haven't really seen Leclerc tested this season in traffic like this. He's usually been out in the front when his car is not failing. And so we'll see what he's made out of here. Now, he's doing very well. He's up into 12th from 19, so he's made up 7 places in 15 laps. That can't be sniffed at. So he's definitely on course for points. But how well can he do here? Russell Team Radio. Nothing came true. Okay, it did come true eventually. He's just talking about his strategy. He wants to keep it simple. That's fine. Live with that. Max Verstappen now is 0.2 of a second behind Alonso, so he is going to try to get past. I thought actually he'd have gotten past him already by now. But yeah, apparently Alonso still seems to have some good speed out there. Alonso is 5.7 seconds behind Sainz, so he's helping out his Spanish compatriot here by holding up Verstappen. Realistically, though, yeah, Verstappen gets past very easily with DRS. So true, he goes into second place. Realistically, it would need to be a gap of about 20 seconds between Sainz and Verstappen for Sainz to have any chance of retaining the lead after he pits. But it's 5.7 seconds, so he's not gonna do it. Not going to do it at all. Okay. Bottas, yeah, got very close to the back of Albon there. And so, there's two Ferrari-powered engines, of course. We have Alfa Romeo followed by the Ferrari. Oh, big lock up there for Bottas. Leclerc smells blood. You saw him try to go around the outside there. What's he going to do here? So this is the battle now for, let me see, Leclerc is 12th, Bottas 11th, Albon 10th. So it's the battle for 10th place, effectively, between the three of these cars. Fastest first sector for Max Verstappen. Is he going to get the fastest lap again? While that time is going to keep dropping as the race goes on, the fuel loads go down. So it wouldn't be a huge surprise, I guess. Now, yeah, they're saying Zhu is very close to Schumacher. Still close, yeah, it's 0.4 of a second. Well, no, almost 0.5 of a second, but with DRS, that's definitely within striking range. Albon, though, he's keeping Bottas behind him, and this is a bit like the, the cork in the bottle here. I feel that once Bottas gets through, then Leclerc will be enabled. Now, Bottas is trying around the outside here. You're not going to do that into the last chicane around the outside. It's not going to work. I think Leclerc must be getting very frustrated with this, but you know what? Put your money where your mouth is. He needs to get the move done as well. He's just waiting. He's just waiting for Bottas to go through. Verstappen sets another fastest first sector. He really likes the first sector. He really likes it. It must suit the Red Bull very, very well indeed. This brings Norris into the battle now. Norris is now 0.7 of a second behind Leclerc. So we have a four-way battle for 10th place at the moment. And then we have a battle for 7th place between Mick Schumacher and Guan Yu Zhou as well, which is currently happening at the moment. So they're showing us the battle for 10th place, which I guess probably is the more interesting battle because there are, well, 3 cars involved right now, but Norris is going to be there very, very soon. As I said, he's only 7.785 seconds behind this. So he'll be there soon. We have a whole bunch of cars out there on hard tires now after a whole bunch of pit stops as well. Got to say a whole bunch of times. Bunch. Gasly, 17th. Oh, you know what? Let's just do a full run through here unless something happens. Is that Bottas trying around the outside again? Into the final chicane. He's got it done. He just about had enough track to edge far enough ahead of Albon. And look, here comes Leclerc. Oh, very, very good from Leclerc. He needed to get that done ASAP, and he was not hanging around. Not in the slightest. He got the move done. Very good. Very, very good from Leclerc. That was great. Now, here's a replay. Yeah, coming into the final hairpin. Bottas was very close. Yeah, he was really, really close to the back of Albon's car. So he had a good run on him from the start. And he took a full advantage of that. He's not pulling away as fast as you would think he would with DRS. And he takes it around the outside and he's able to just get in front of Albon before the final chicane. And then, as we come to the start-finish straight, Leclerc is not hanging around and he gets the move done very fast as well. Zhou still 0.7 of a second behind Schumacher. Georges, hi. You're very welcome to the stream. How are you doing? And where are you joining us from and who are you going for? That's the big question. That's what I want to know. 4.5 seconds now between Sainz and Verstappen. 4.5 seconds, can you believe it? 4.474 if you want to be very exact. Now we're watching the battle between Zhou and Schumacher. I'm also interested to see if Leclerc can get past Bottas. I'm sure they'll switch back to that if it gets really good. But at the moment, now Zhou has been very close to Schumacher for quite some time here. And he hasn't been able to get the move done. So he's trying here. Oh, does he run a bit wide? Yeah, he's got the move done. I thought he had actually touched the dirt. I thought he had touched the dirt there. Schumacher's gone. Schumacher's gone. What happened? Schumacher's... He's off. Is that an engine? He just got overtaken by Guan Yu Zhou, and then suddenly he started to drop down dramatically. We have a virtual safety car again. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the virtual safety car for the second time today. And that is Russell and Ocon into the pits, taking full advantage of this. So they were in the ideal part of the track there. Will Sainz be able to get a pit stop done? This would really work very well for Sainz. Now, he's going to lose the lead no matter what. But relative to taking a normal pit stop, Zhou is in as well. Ocon is at the pit exit. Ricciardo and Norris are both in. Oh, double stacking here for McLaren. Double stacking. This is brave. Go back to the pits, for goodness sakes, guys. Will you take us back to the pits? We need to see the action here. Why are you showing us George Russell driving around with nobody around him? This is ridiculous. Oh. So there's Norris. It looks like they were delayed with the tyres. Norris has been compromised here. He's dropped to 17th as it stands at the moment. This is really bad. This was bad. This is exactly what I wanted to see, and they haven't shown it to us properly. But McLaren double stacked, and it looks like it has worked very badly for Norris. We still have the virtual safety car out there, by the way, so they're still clearing away Mick Schumacher's car. No idea what happened to Schumacher's car. On board here with Schumacher. And he's trying to cover off Zhou. He gets the move done. He's been overtaken. And he just pulls off. He just pulls off. Team radio? Yeah, car failure. They just apologized to him. Now. Sorry, we're still on virtual safety car. No, we're in green. We're racing again. We're racing again. This hasn't worked for Sainz. This has worked very badly for Sainz. Let's see what the damage is here. So Verstappen is back in the lead. Sainz did go into the pit, but the virtual safety car ended as he was in the pit. So he's come out just ahead of Hamilton. 0.4 of a second ahead of Hamilton now. Sainz needs to get these tyres up to speed as soon as possible here. He's under huge pressure. Now he's gone into the bendy part of the circuit here, so he will have a little bit of an opportunity to heat up these tyres. Hamilton won't be able to get the move done here. We're coming up to the hairpin. Will Hamilton be able to do something into the hairpin? And then we're onto the back straight, which is where he'll have DRS. So he's not going to take him into the hairpin. Hamilton doesn't get that close to him here in the hairpin. Now we're coming up into the back straight. And so this is where Hamilton will have DRS. DRS wide open. What can Hamilton do? What speed does this Mercedes have? It's getting close, but he's not close enough. No, he won't be able to get the move done. I think that was your chance, Lewis. I think that was your chance. There's DRS here again, but he still won't get the move done. Leclerc's in 8th. Has Leclerc pitted? No, he hasn't pitted. He's on the hard tyres, so I think he's looking to run very long into this race. Probably into the 30s. Leclerc gets past Bottas. He's up into 7th. That's a nice move indeed. Yeah, very good. We're still looking at the battle here between Hamilton and Sainz. Hamilton is ahead of Russell, but I think that's because Russell pitted. Russell's 10 seconds behind Hamilton now. Interesting. Both with one pit stop each. Of course, Hamilton started ahead of Russell, so I think it probably nets out just about right. I'm intrigued, though. I really want to see what Russell can do here versus his teammate. Wouldn't that be so demotivating or demoralizing for Hamilton if Russell was able to catch him and overtake him during the race? Lewis Hamilton would be... he'd be considering retirement. Here's Sainz, who gets past Alonso. Alonso hasn't pitted yet either. He hasn't pitted. Okay, that was a very clean move there by Sainz on Alonso. And Hamilton versus Alonso is up next. And this is the battle we love. This is the battle we want to see. They had a great battle at the Hungarian Grand Prix last year. Okay, now they're showing us a replay. Daniel Ricciardo is in. They couldn't get the wheel off Ricciardo's car. So Norris had to wait, and then Norris gets into his slot. So he's lost about a second there, let's say. Now I'm just averaging this. But McLaren, the mechanics weren't ready. They didn't have the tyres ready. In there. Oh, they put the wrong tyres on, and then they had to put the correct tyres on. Oh, that's a mess. And they're still waiting. He must have lost 10 seconds at least there, if not more. They've actually come away from the replay. It was wasting so much time. I think Formula 1 fans would be getting anxiety if they had to watch that for much longer. Now, here's Hamilton all over the back of Alonso. This is where we get to see if Hamilton can put the demons from last year to rest. Oh, he's very close. He definitely has to get past here. Very, very close. He has DRS down the inside. Hamilton gets it done. He gets it done. And that is then for third place for Hamilton. And Hamilton has pitted and Alonso hasn't. So this works really, really well now for Hamilton. This works very well for Hamilton. Hamilton is about 11-12 seconds off the lead. So he's still in the mix somewhat. I don't expect him to chase down and catch Max Verstappen by any means. But if Verstappen has issues, Hamilton is in the mix, as I keep saying. He's definitely in the mix. Now, this is... who are we looking at here? It's one of the Aston Martins and one of the Alfa Romeos. It's Stroll and Zhou. So Stroll must not have pitted yet in this race. Stroll hasn't pitted. No. Bottas hasn't pitted. Leclerc hasn't pitted. Alonso hasn't pitted. And then Schumacher and Perez haven't pitted, but they're out of the race. So I think that explains that. Don't need to do a full-scale investigation into why they didn't do that. Alonso's some man, though, isn't he? Some man. He resisted the temptation to pit on both of those virtual safety cars. Now, Zhou is starting to lose the head a little bit here. And he thinks he should be able to get past Stroll, but he can't get the move done yet. This is Mercedes versus Ferrari engines here. Going up to the back straight. Zhou, he's offline for some reason as well. It actually looks like Tsunoda is closing in on him a little bit. He just got the cornering completely wrong there. He's not able to get anywhere close to Stroll as a result of that. It's a lovely shot. Look at that, the final chicane. Champions corner. Wall of champions. Yeah, the commentary team on Sky Sports talking about losing focus and everything else like that. It did look like he lost focus after his rant on the radio there, because he just got it very wrong coming into that final hairpin. Verstappen has set the fastest Sector 2 now. And I was saying earlier he loves Sector 1, but Sector 2 seems to be where it's at now at the moment for Verstappen. Verstappen, of course, is on the hard tyres. I'm really curious to see if these cars who started on the hard tyres are actually going to, if they're going to pit again. Are they going to go for the full race? Some of these will be going for 60 laps on the hard tyre. I don't know if 60 laps is safe or doable. Just looking at the tracker here. Mick Schumacher is still showing on the tracker. I can tell you Mick Schumacher is definitely out of the race. Is Perez still on the tracker? No, Perez isn't on the tracker. Usually what happens is when a car gets lapped, it disappears off the tracker. So I would have thought Mick Schumacher would have disappeared off it, because that was a few laps ago that he went out of the race. Zhou is trying again to get past Stroll. He can't get it done. We go through the start-finish. Down into the first corner and second corner. He won't be getting any moves done anytime soon until we come to the back straight again, I suspect. Now, Leclerc is in 7th. And so that's Ocon, who is 0.68 seconds ahead of him. So he's closing him down. This has been a good race from Leclerc as it stands at the moment. He's on course here to pick up a good few points. Now, the problem for him is going to be that he is going to have to pit soon. This is where we need to start doing the math on this one. I don't think anything's going to happen. Hang on. Well, he's very close to Ocon. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Sainz has just set the fastest lap, by the way. Fastest lap for Sainz. And he actually took the fastest second sector away from Verstappen as well in doing that. DRS wide open here for Leclerc. No, he's not going to get it done there. Maybe on the start finish if he stays close enough. I don't think he's close enough here, but maybe on the next lap. No, he won't get it done there. But he does look to have closed that gap even more. Let's talk about tyres. Let's talk about tyres. The tyres are over here. Here. Tyres. So for the hard tyres, they haven't given us a prediction for the hard tyres. It's all about the medium and soft tyres according to this. So what you'd be doing for a 2-stopper or a 1-stopper. If you were to pit on lap 22 and go to the end of the race, that would be almost 50 laps. So they seem to deem it doable. 60 laps might be a stretch, but 50 laps they think is doable. Now, that does mean for Leclerc it could be bad news if a whole bunch of these cars don't. Yeah, he got very close to Ocon there. If a whole bunch of these cars don't have to pit again, that's not going to help him out too much. And it was Russell. Russell was the guy who pitted really late on, the second virtual safety car. So Russell actually, by default, could find himself in a very good position here if he can stay on the hard tyres, whilst everybody else needs to make a second pit stop. Yeah, Leclerc still can't get past. He still can't get past. I had a feeling this Alpine car is not that slow at the moment. Not that slow at all. They've done great work with this car. You've seen it at the Baku Grand Prix and here again this weekend, that they're thereabouts. They're not Ferrari or Red Bull fast, although holding off a Ferrari at the moment, so that contradicts that. But they're battling away with the Mercedes. We have Hamilton in third, Alonso fourth, Russell fifth, and Ocon sixth. But Leclerc is trying to break into that order at the moment. Let's do a rundown. 18th is Latifi, 17th is Norris, who suffered big time because of that pit stop. Alonso is going to be pitting here. Albon 16th, Magnussen 15th, Vettel 14th, Gasly 13th, Ricciardo 12th, Tsunoda 11th, Zhou 10th, Stroll 9th, Bottas 8th, Leclerc 7th, Ocon 6th. Alonso's 5th at the moment, but he's in the pits. Russell 4th, Hamilton 3rd, Sainz 2nd, and Verstappen is in 1st. Russell is still 10 seconds behind Hamilton, so he hasn't really closed in on Hamilton too much. That was the one I wanted to see, just how fast he is relative to his teammate, and it seems like they're doing pretty similar lap times. And, so Alonso comes out just behind Leclerc, which means he's behind his teammate as well. And once Leclerc clears Ocon, if Leclerc clears Ocon, that is, then team orders are going to have to come into play here. And Ocon has made one pit stop. So technically, even though they've pitted at very different times, they're not on different strategies. They're on the same strategy as it stands at the moment. So will Ocon be asked to let him through? I don't think so. I think they're racing. They're racing. This is legit. Ocon versus Alonso. But as I said, we have Leclerc in the middle of the mix at the moment. Now, let's just check in on Twitter to see if anything is happening there. Okay, Alpine. Alonso has pitted. Hard tyres fitted. Okay, it's good to get a bit of validation on that. And here's on board with Ocon again. And yeah, Leclerc still can't get that move done on him. Nothing too interesting going on here on Twitter. Not too interesting. Let's check the hashtags. The latest and greatest. Alright, not in English. Oh, wow. Okay. Whole bunch of these comments on Twitter, none of them are in English. Somebody's speculating about an intern being behind the Alpine strategy. Well, why would you be questioning the Alpine strategy? I guess it comes down to the fact that Alonso had two great opportunities to pit behind the virtual safety car. Not that there is such a thing as a car, so he wasn't necessarily behind it, but under the virtual safety car, I should say. And he didn't. Ocon did, and as a result, Ocon is ahead of his teammate. But Alonso is going to have much fresher tyres. No doubt he's going to the end on these. It's not over yet. It's not over yet, but yeah, I see what they're getting at. I definitely see what they're getting at. I do see what they're getting at. Now, on board with you, behind Stroll. He still can't get past Stroll. He must be going crazy in that car. He must be having a meltdown in there because he was not happy about 5 to 10 laps ago. He's definitely not going to be happy now. Speaking of laps, we're on lap 31. Verstappen leads, and he is 8 seconds ahead of Sainz, who's in second place. So, you know, it's not exactly a battle for first place at the moment, but it is still within striking distance if Verstappen has any kind of issue, I suppose. Hamilton then is 7 seconds behind Sainz, and Russell is consistently 10 seconds behind his teammate in fourth place. Ocon then 16 seconds further back with Leclerc right on his tail, so it's 0.5 of a second now between Ocon and Leclerc. He's going to have DRS here, so can he get the move done this time? Doesn't look like it. He's close, but not close enough. No, it would want to be a crazy dive bomb to get that done there. But has he stayed close? Oh, Ocon got very close to the wall of champions there. DRS again for Leclerc. No, it's not working for him. Not working for him as they go into the first corner, and Ocon still stays ahead of him. So I think the temperature levels in Leclerc's car will be going up as well. I think he's going to be very, very annoyed about this also. That brought me to Leclerc in 6th place. Then Alonso is 2.8 seconds behind Leclerc. I think Alonso will close down Leclerc eventually. He may or may not. Actually, I think he's dropped time on Leclerc, interestingly. Once he gets a bit of heat into those tyres, though, we'll see what he's able to do. Bottas is in 8th place, 2.7 seconds further back. Then we have Stroll. I have to look at the timing on my screen because they've changed it on the Formula 1. Stroll then is 5.3 seconds behind Bottas, and Zhou is 0.54 seconds behind Stroll. And that's the top 10. Then we've Tsunoda in 11th, who is 0.7 of a second behind Zhou. We have Ricciardo, who's 0.6 of a second behind Tsunoda in 12th. Then we have Vettel in 13th. He's 3.8 seconds behind Ricciardo. Gasly is 2.7 seconds behind Vettel in 14th. Magnussen is 2.4 seconds behind Gasly in 15th. Albon 4.6 seconds behind Magnussen in 16th. And Norris is he's in second last place in 17th, 0.6 of a second behind Albon. So he'll try to get that move done on his friend. I think they're friends, aren't they? They're friends. I think they're friends. Sooner rather than later. And then Latifi is he's 13 seconds behind Norris as it stands at the moment. How's our tracker looking? Yeah, okay. It's working at least, which is the main thing because it doesn't sometimes. Oh my god, on board with Max Verstappen. Verstappen is worried about his tire grip. He thinks he's losing tire grip. Who is this person that we're on board with? It's Max Verstappen. They have decided not to show us very much of Max Verstappen for this race, which makes total sense because he's just way out there in the lead, 8 seconds ahead of Sainz, and not a lot happening. He's not coming up to lap anyone just yet that I can see. Well, he's going to catch Norris and Albon soon, though, just looking at the lap tracker there. He will be coming up to them in the not too distant future. Alright, let's check in on the dashboard to make sure that we're all running well. Okay, we're broadcasting on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube at the moment. So hello to everybody who's joining us. You're very welcome to the channel. And do get involved in the comments. Let me know what you think of this race. Let me know. Conspiracies, controversies, everything. I want to hear it all. The only thing I'm not so interested in is talking about if Hamilton or Verstappen should have won the World Championship last year, because that's a dangerous topic. That's a dangerous topic, and I've just raised it, so that's not very smart. What happened with Sainz here? Oh yeah, Sainz did. He really hopped that final curb there, and as a result, he got close to the wall of champions. This is an interesting one. So I was thinking about this yesterday during qualifying. So if somebody crashes into the wall of champions and then goes on to win the world championship in, let's say, in 2 years' time, and they're not a world champion or were never a world champion previously, will it still be counted in the wall of champions montage when they show us that ahead of every single Canadian Grand Prix? That they always do this. Does it only count as a wall of champions crash after you've already won a world championship? Because I think that's probably the way it needs to be. Then again, you can make the argument. You can make the argument for sure. Anyway, that was a little bit off the wall. If you get my meaning. Here's the battle for 9th. This is Stroll in 9th, Zhou in 10th, Tsunoda in 11th, and Ricciardo in 12th. And once again, this is like the old champagne bottle analogy. So Stroll is the cork, and the cork has to be popped before all of the champagne can come out, and we really get some racing. But Zhou has been behind Stroll for a really, really, really long time at this stage. A really long time. I don't even know what to say about this. He just doesn't seem to be able to get the move done here. I don't know if it's down to the improvements that we've seen with the Aston Martin recently. We had assumed that this Ferrari engine was more powerful than the Mercedes engine for most of this season. But there you go. He's really struggling now to get past the Aston Martin. But it is what it is. So then directly behind you, we have Tsunoda, and then we have Ricciardo. And it looks like, well, Vettel is 2 point something, he's 3 seconds now behind Ricciardo. Just in the distance, looked like he was coming into the mix. I don't think he's catching them. I think he's dropping off, actually, if anything. I'll keep an eye on that. Any interesting battles towards the front? Well, it's Ocon and Leclerc for 5th and 6th. And Leclerc is not getting that move done either. So that's a double surprise on the Ferrari engine front, because I thought that Leclerc's Ferrari would be able to blast past Ocon in the... what does Ocon drive? Alpine, sorry. I had brain fog there for a second. Plan B for Leclerc. Yeah, he says whatever, he can't overtake. So I think Leclerc is happy to go for Plan B here. Let me see if I can just fix this for my OCD reasons. Just make the slideshow a little bit bigger. There we go. There you go. Where's my shoulder now? Blocks off a corner, not this shoulder. Okay, tyre age in laps. Hamilton and Verstappen 27 laps old. Leclerc's tyres are 36, Bottas 36, Stroll 35. Well, that's because they started on those, but it's Hamilton and Verstappen who have the older tyres now, because they pitted under the first virtual safety car. So those are the ones I'll be watching if both of those guys have to pit again. We've already heard Verstappen on the team radio basically saying that he's losing grip on the tires. So yeah, you can color me intrigued on this one. What's going on here in the old phone? I don't usually look at my phone during the streams. I just wanted to see if we had any interesting Formula 1 updates, but no, nothing at all interesting. Nothing at all. Right. Okay. Well, Formula 1 do the driver of the day vote. I think I will see if I can do my own driver of the day vote. Let's call it driver of the first half of the race vote, if we can possibly do that. Now, I need to see if I can get in. This might be only for YouTube. We're going to see soon. We're going to see very soon. Fernando Alonso will be within striking distance of Leclerc within 4 laps. Can you believe it? Within 4 laps. Amazing. Alright, we can do a poll here on YouTube at least. Driver of the first half of the race. And who are going to be our options? Alonso, Verstappen. We have to add signs in there as well. Let me see. Ooh, Hamilton and Russell. Hamilton. Okay, so they're only allowing me to ask about 4 drivers. So I think Alonso, Verstappen, Sainz, Hamilton is fair considering, well, they're not the top 4. Russell's in the top 4. Anyway, I'm just going to ask. And we will see. We'll see. Christopher, no comment. All right, Christopher. Well, it's a paradox in itself, isn't it? Your comment is no comment. What is that in relation to? Driver of the day so far? Driver of the first half of the race? If I was handing out driver of the first half of the race, I would have given it to Leclerc, except he's really struggling to get past Ocon here, and it's just taking a bit of shine off his race so far. He's going to struggle big time now when he has to pit as well. He's on lap 40. He must be coming in soon for a pit stop. Very soon, I would guess. Plan B. What the heck is Plan B? I would assume Plan A is that they switch him onto the medium tyres and he can go until the end of the race. So then he would be pitting around anywhere between lap 40 and 50, if that's the case. Plan B, though, Plan B is... what is it? Is it to pit for soft tyres and then come in for more soft tyres towards the end of the race? Well, time will tell on that. Time will tell. 50% of the vote at the moment for Verstappen. 50%. And 50% for Hamilton. It's Verstappen versus Hamilton again. 2 votes, though. 2 votes, that kind of explains it, doesn't it? Now, this is back on board here with Leclerc. And Ocon has done a great job here. He really has done a great job. We have a vote for Sainz as well. And yeah, Verstappen is the... Well, look, Verstappen has been imperious, let's say. He has been very, very consistent during this race. He's done a really good job so far. Now, will it come back to bite him, the fact that he pitted so early behind the first virtual safety car? Of course, he couldn't have known there was going to be another virtual safety car a few laps later. So it would be unfair to ask him, or to castigate him for that one. There's Leclerc again. God, that Alpine is doing an amazing job. Ocon, you the man, Ocon. You couldn't keep Hamilton behind you, but you can keep the Ferrari behind. I'm not sure I understand the logic of this, but these Mercedes cars seem to have a good turn of pace this weekend, by all accounts. Especially when you look at the fact that Stroll is keeping Zhou behind him as well for a long, long time. This is Latifi pit stop. Couldn't get the front right off. No, the front right still hasn't gone on. Now it's on. Did Latifi pit from hard to hard? That couldn't be. Oh, that would be Latifi's second pit stop, though, because I'm pretty certain he already pitted under the virtual safety car. Under the virtual safety car. Alonso 2 seconds now behind Leclerc. I was looking at that and I said, whoa, how did Leclerc get past that Alpine with so little fanfare? But that's Alonso who's coming into the mix, and Leclerc is pitting. Box. Leclerc is in. Now, I need to get my glasses on as tight as possible to see what tyres they're going to put on Leclerc here. Now, that puts Alonso chasing down his teammate Ocon. He's 2.5 seconds behind. Oh, they've dropped the car. Oh, for goodness sakes. They dropped the car off the jack. So they've lost some time. It's medium tyres, but Leclerc has lost time 5.3 seconds. So he's lost anywhere between 2 and 3 seconds in that bit. And look at, oh, he's going to come out behind a huge crowd of cars now. He's in that battle for 10th place. So it's Vettel, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Zhou, Stroll. It's a battle for 8th place. Oh, that is a disaster from Ferrari, and they've done it yet again. They are one of the worst teams out there for strategy and for pits. They are so bad. They're so bad it hurts. What can we do today to give the World Championship to Max Verstappen? I know, let's drop the car off the jacks and make it look like an accident. Yeah, Verstappen's complaining about his tyres here again. He says they're really starting to drop off. I am going to end the poll that we had for driver of the first half of the race, and we had a grand total of 7 votes. Well, 7 is not too bad. It's not too bad. We're a growing channel, what can I say? Bit of action here. That is Ricciardo trying to get past Tsunoda. Ricciardo can't get it done there. And so Leclerc has gone very, very close to him as a result. This poll I'm talking about, we did this on YouTube. Verstappen is in. He's pitted. Verstappen has pitted. Can you believe it? Verstappen's in. That puts our good friend Carlos Sainz back in the lead of the race. So Sainz is my wish for race winner. As I said, my prediction is Verstappen. Verstappen versus Hamilton. Hamilton is through. Hamilton is through into second place. But for how long will he be able to hold off Verstappen? That's the question. That's the very big... getting tongue-tied now. But we have a battle here. Max Verstappen versus Lewis Hamilton. This takes me back. Oh, this takes me back so far away. Back to 2021. Back to last season. So not that far. DRS. He's in DRS range. Much fresher tyres than Hamilton. Faster car as well, I would assume. Hamilton is 11.111 seconds behind Sainz. That was just a bit of a brain F to look at the screen and see that one. It's changed now. Oh, that was nice. That was so neat. So neat. Now, he's very close on the back straight here. DRS wide open. I think Verstappen is going to get the move done down the inside. That was easy. Easy. But, box. Hamilton's coming in. Hamilton is pitting. Oh, Hamilton is pitting. So these cars, these are the two guys that pitted at the first virtual safety car, and they have to pit again. So the tyre is not holding up, and they haven't held up for very long at all. This is only lap 45, so I would be suspicious that a lot of cars who even pitted under the second virtual safety car would have to pit again. So this really puts the cats amongst the pigeons. This is interesting. This is interesting. Don't get me wrong, I haven't had a chance to talk about the poll yet with all the excitement that we're having here. Leclerc got past Ricciardo. They didn't show it to us, but that's what he needs to be doing. So it seems like his kryptonite is Esteban Ocon. Will he get past Tsunoda? Yeah, he's past Tsunoda. Yes, very good. Of course, now Leclerc is on the medium tyres, and that's something I failed to take into account here when I was thinking about this battle. And then he's going to close in on Guan Yu Zhou. He's 1.9 seconds behind him at the moment, but he's going to set off after him. 45 laps gone. 45 laps gone. It's been a good race. I've enjoyed it. Not so exciting at the front necessarily. Well, it wasn't until this happened. So Russell and Sainz and Ocon, their tyres are 25 laps old. Verstappen's just set the fastest lap, and here's Russell. Russell's in the pits, so he's pitting straight away. Where's he going to come out then relative to Hamilton? It's a long run down to the front of the pits. Of course, Constructors champions last year, so they have the very, very top pit box. Off he goes. It was a good stop. 3 seconds flat. Good stop for Mercedes. They're not as fast as Red Bull. Well, in the pit stop terms. Where is he going to come out? So he's going to be... He's ahead of Ocon. And they're saying he's 6 seconds behind his teammate. He'll have lost a little bit of time to Hamilton there. 6 seconds behind his teammate. Okay. Verstappen has the fastest lap. He's 9.2 seconds behind Sainz. Oh, good. Here's on board with Leclerc now. Let's see his move on Ricciardo. Oh, yeah. He got that move done in the back end of the field. And you don't see a lot of overtakes being done there. And then they're showing us his move on Tsunoda. And he's already close to 0.8 of a second on Zhou. So he's flying it at the moment. So I guess it's medium tires, and then he will probably pit again for maybe medium tires again. We have fastest first sector for Hamilton, fastest second sector for Hamilton. Sainz team radio. Safety car window is open for Sainz. All right. So you, Ferrari, you push that button now and see if you can bring out a safety car. Back in the day, of course, a lot of people believed that Ferrari could do that. I'm not so sure who can do it anymore. Mercedes, if rumors are to be believed, Mercedes tried very hard to influence the FIA on the whole porpoising issue. Now, I could be completely off the mark here, so don't destroy me for this. But yeah, so they aggressively pursued FIA. There's Leclerc on Zhou. Lovely move down into the first corner. He gets it done. And he has Lance Stroll just ahead of him. So now he's going to show Lance Stroll how to do this. He's going to show him how to get past this Aston Martin Mercedes thing. What was I saying? Yes. So Mercedes petitioned, along with a few other drivers, actually. You have to be fair. You have to give dues where they're due, as they would say, and got this change to the rules around porpoising. But it seems to have backfired a little bit. Okay, they've told Verstappen he can push until the end. Bad news for Sainz. What was I saying? Yeah, it's backfired a little bit on Mercedes because they have dictated, FIA being they have dictated that the ride height has to be increased by, what was it, 0.55 millimeters or something like that to reduce porpoising, and so it's actually Mercedes need to implement that. But it's very interesting just to see how that's going to play out. Stroll is in the pits, so we won't see a Leclerc masterclass of showing Zhou how you overtake that Aston Martin. And Vettel now passes his teammate on track. We haven't run through the order in quite a while. I think we're due to run through the order and see how we're doing. All right. Fastest sector 1 again from Hamilton. Hamilton is he's going well at the moment. He's going well. Russell, I did say Russell lost a little bit of time to Hamilton during the pit stop. He didn't actually. He was 10 seconds behind Hamilton before the pit stop. And is that Ricciardo? Ricciardo passed Tsunoda. Nice move. Puts Ricciardo into 10th. Oh! Here's our safety car pit window. Yuki Tsunoda has crashed into the wall. He's in the Tech Pro barrier. He's fine. He's fine, but the car is straight into the barrier. He's just getting out of the car at the moment. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1, but he's jumping out of the car now. This is going to be a full safety car, I suspect. And that will work very well for Carlos Sainz. He's not going to be able to stay ahead of Verstappen, but it's a full safety car, yeah. I had a feeling. So what happened to Tsunoda here? Oh. Cold tires by the looks of it. He couldn't get the car turned at all and went straight into the wall. This is Sainz. Sainz is in the pits. Now, Sainz is pitted. Where is Verstappen? Verstappen has taken the lead. Yes, he has. Sainz comes out in second place. So that will be a gap then of about, it's about 2.3 seconds. Fresher tyres, slightly fresher tyres for Sainz. It hasn't been that long since Mr. Verstappen pitted. So I would still give advantage to Verstappen here. Sainz is going to have to do the hard work if he wants to take this race. Sainz has never won a race before. This will be an amazing win for him now to chase down. Oh well, it doesn't matter that it's 2.2 seconds. It doesn't matter. It's safety car. I've been so brainwashed under the virtual safety car for this entire race that I had forgotten about the fact that they all get to close up now behind the safety car. Somebody is in here. Ocon has pitted and Alonso has pitted as well. So they're double stacking the Alpines. How can they do this better than McLaren? It's okay. It's okay. 3.8 seconds. It's not awful. Alonso is on to the medium tires here. No, is Ocon... they need to update this. Yeah, it's medium. That's medium tires. So Ocon and Alonso are going to the end of the race on medium tires, or they think they can go to the end of the race on medium tires. That is intriguing indeed. Mick Schumacher is still on the tracker. Still on the tracker with Mick Schumacher. Right, okay, well, 20 laps to go, like a sprint race. We're going to get a grandstand finish. It's Ricciardo at the pit exit. And there's a safety car coming around, so he's nearly a lap down at this stage, but he'll get to zoom back around. We have to be careful though. Where is Tsunoda's car? Have they taken it away yet? Obviously not fully away yet since the safety car is out. The worry here is that we could get a red flag if the Tech Pro barrier is damaged, because they'll need to reset that. And I don't know if they can do it behind the safety car. They might be able. Oh, he gets a lift on the Vespa. That's handy. What's going on here? Oh, Tsunoda. Yes, when he came out of the pits, he's actually literally coming out of the pit lane here. And he got no turn on the car at all. I don't know. Was that really cold tires? That was weird. Really, really weird. I don't know what happened to him there. But we're behind the safety car, guys. We're behind the safety car. Yeah, that reminds me, the poll that I did. So, driver of the first half of the race, 57% of the vote went to Max Verstappen, 28% of the vote to Hamilton, 14% to Sainz, 0% to Alonso. Harsh. Harsh. You know, he's only driving an Alpine, guys. He's not driving a Ferrari or a Mercedes or a Red Bull. He's only driving an Alpine. But, yeah, well, I don't mind. It just means we have very high standards on this channel. Obviously, very high standards indeed. I think it's about time, though, that we do a poll for driver of the day. And let's see how close we can get to the Formula 1 result. Now, I can only put in 4 options, so that makes it tricky. Verstappen, Sainz. Oh, this is what I'll do. Verstappen, Sainz, Hamilton, or other. And so if you choose other, put in the comments who your other is. Yeah. Okay, we'll keep this running until the end of the race as well. We have 28, or not 28, 18 laps to go. I'm usually quite good at maths as well. They're doing a bunch of replays of the team radio, so I'm not really going to try and listen in on that. Be all out of sync, all over the place, You can see on here we have the 2023 driver lineup. So Gasly has been confirmed for 2023 in the AlphaTauri. I was not expecting that. I really didn't expect to see that news. It's good news because it means Gasly will be on the circuit. Or, sorry, not on the circuit. Well, yes, he'll be on the circuit, but he'll be on the driver lineup for next year. I had a sneaking suspicion that he might have gone to McLaren to replace Ricciardo, but no. Ricciardo does have a contract with McLaren for next year, so unless they decide to pull the plug on that one. How is Ricciardo doing at the moment? He's in 11th. He's in 11th place. Safety car is still out. Safety car still out. Let's see. Hamilton team radio. Hamilton has the fastest lap right now. I didn't notice him get the fastest lap, but I saw he was putting in fast sectors for sure, but I never noticed he actually got the fastest lap. That Mercedes looks stronger this weekend, definitely, doesn't it? It's still not quite at the races with Ferrari and Red Bull, but it's much closer, and to be able to set the fastest lap as well. Good going. So maybe those regulation changes or safety mandated changes from the FIA are helping Mercedes a little bit. Who knows? Who knows indeed? I wonder how the US Open Golf is going. I haven't looked in on that for a while either. Yeah, lapped cars now are going through because I see Magnussen making his way through. So cars 20, 18, 10, 23, 4, and 6. So that will be Stroll, Gasly, Albon, Norris, Latifi, not Tsunoda, he's out, sorry. And Magnussen, I guess. Yeah, can Sainz get past Verstappen here? That's the big question. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that Sainz will be able to bring the race to Verstappen. But we're going to find out very soon. So with lap cars being allowed to go through, means we're on the verge of the safety car coming in, I would guess, soon enough. Magnussen is off, Stroll, Gasly, Albon, Norris, Latifi. Yeah, they're all tearing away there. I wonder if Magnussen will be able to catch up with the tail of the field again. I don't think he will. I don't think they're going to wait with the safety car for that long just to allow that to happen. But we have a very fascinating end to the race coming up here. That's for sure. That's for sure. This is the onboard with I'm guessing that was with Leclerc. Leclerc's race has been somewhat compromised here as well because he's on the medium tires and he didn't pit again behind the safety car. Missed opportunity. Hamilton said something, I missed it. Hopefully Hamilton wasn't complaining about his tires because that just means he is on course for another fastest lap. He holds the fastest lap at the moment. Alright, so Verstappen leads the race. We have Carlos Sainz in second, Hamilton third, Russell fourth, Ocon fifth, Alonso is sixth, Leclerc is in 7th, Bottas 8th, Vettel 9th, Zhou in 10th, Ricciardo 11th, Magnussen 12th, Stroll 13th, Gasly 14th, Albon 15th, Norris is in 16th, and Latifi is in 17th. Tsunoda, Schumacher, Perez all out of the race. Magnussen is not catching the back of the field at all. Safety car is going to be ending here. So in the interest of time, I'm just going to remove the safety car from my screen because I don't like the way that it blocks out what's going on. That orange haze coming over our timing screen. We need that timing screen. It's important. It's important. It shows you... to be honest, I sometimes find myself looking more at the timing screen than I actually look at the race screen sometimes. Which I don't know if it's a good or a bad habit. I'm going to call it a bad habit, but... kind of boring if you're more interested in the data than the action on the screen, isn't it? Now, Max Verstappen is backing them all up here as we come around this hairpin corner. Bonjour, Montreal. Bonjour indeed. How are you doing? A few Dutch flags in the crowd. 1 or 2 people dressed in orange as well. Of course, we have the Dutch Grand Prix coming up this year as well. That's going to be some race, especially with Verstappen being in such a dominant position, and of course having such a great car this year. Exciting now. He's still backing them up. We're just coming down the back straight before we get to the final chicane. And I guess as soon as we come through the final chicane past the Wall of Champions, that will be the point where Verstappen is just going to floor it. He's going to be out of here. Going to have to eat his dust. Can Sainz react though? That's the question. Can Russell get past Hamilton? That would be cool. There he goes. Yeah, we're up and racing. Sainz won't be able to get any move done there. Is anybody doing anything here? Let's see. Well, Sainz now is very close to Verstappen, as you would expect. And Alonso. It's Alonso who's trying to get past his teammate. All over him now. He's going to savage him soon. Oh, he's looking racy, Alonso. He's looking racy. He'd love nothing more than to beat his teammate here. Nothing more. 0.6 of a second between Verstappen and Sainz. Russell, no, he's not able to do anything with Hamilton. He hasn't tried. It looks like he's dropped off a little bit from Hamilton as well. So I don't think he's going to be challenging Hamilton on the back straight when we come around there. Just going around Mick Schumacher corner. That's what I'm going to call it, since the Formula 1 tracker has decided that we're going to keep Mick Schumacher on the circuit tracker for some strange reason. Now we're onto the back straight here. We don't have DRS, I guess, because no, we don't have DRS. Hasn't been enabled yet. Somebody was overtaking there and they've cut away from it. Guan Yu Zhou versus Vettel, but no, he can't get the move done. With 15 laps to go. It's been a great race. I've enjoyed the race so far. Hasn't been super competitive at the front by any means, but with all the virtual safety cars, we've seen a bit of a flip-flop effect, courtesy of the mixed-up pit strategy that this has resulted in. And that, I think, is what has made this... okay, good English. This is what has made the race really interesting so far. Fascinating, you could say. Fascinating. Scientific. Mathematical. 0.9 of a second between Sainz and Verstappen. So if Verstappen can get out of DRS range, I think that will be the race for him. Russell, he's not doing the business here against Hamilton. He's over a second behind Hamilton. And that's Leclerc on Alonso. Will he be able to get past Alonso? Because he certainly wasn't able to get past Ocon that time. He has medium tires, but Alonso has medium tires as well. So this is like for like here. No, I think he's going to face the exact same issue he had when he was up against Ocon. It's history repeating itself here. History is repeating itself. We have 7 votes so far for driver of the day. As I said, it's going to go until the end of the race. Hamilton is leading driver of the day at the moment. This is our driver of the day, not the Formula 1 driver of the day. I wouldn't be surprised if Hamilton won the Formula 1 driver of the day either. Saw quite an amusing online petition for Nicholas Latifi to be scored or to be voted as driver of the day for the Canadian Grand Prix. Don't think I agree with that. That would be a bad joke. At least vote for Stroll if you want to vote for a Canadian. Joe, yeah, and he gets past Vettel. That's a good move. That's a very, very good move indeed. So he's got it done. He's up into 9th. Fastest sector 2 there for Sainz. He's in DRS on Verstappen. He's very close to Verstappen here. He won't be able to get the move done there, but how close can he stay to him in the final? God, guys, will you go back to the race, for God's sakes? Okay, he's still within DRS here. No, he won't be getting it done into the first corner either. Fastest lap for Carlos Sainz. Sainz is on the money here. He's on the money. He's realised this is his big chance. This is a Carlos Sainz moment in history potentially, and this is very much like what Leclerc would do as well. Brilliant. Here's the action. This is what we need. Hamilton has pulled away from his teammate. Ocon team radio. Okay. They're telling Ocon, if Alonso comes past you, do not let Leclerc through as well. I don't know. Is that an encoded team order? Ocon is ahead of Alonso in the championship, so they surely can't be making a team order there. I'm just reading into it far too much, far too suspicious. That's what's wrong. I'm far too suspicious on this one. Now, the rear wing is open on Sainz's car. Sorry, forgetting who's who here in all the excitement. Like he's really close to Verstappen, but he just doesn't have enough speed to get past him here. It does make you wonder if this is going to happen. And look at that, the sly old fox. Lewis Hamilton is keeping in touch with them as well. He's 1.5 seconds behind Sainz. If those guys get tangled up here, there is a chance for Hamilton to win this race. Leclerc gets past Alonso. He's got the move done. Leclerc's got the move done on Alonso. I did not think that was going to happen. Oh yes, the Ferrari fans are liking that one. So predictions for this race, if I go back in time, we predicted Verstappen to win the race. Our wish for the race win was Carlos Sainz. And our dark horse for the race win was Lewis Hamilton. And all of those guys are currently 1, 2, 3 at the moment. So I feel like, I know, yeah, look, it's it's a bit of a sly move by me to have 3 predictions and then claim to be right no matter who out of those 3 wins. But, you know, I can do what I want, I guess. It's very close. Sainz is very close. He hasn't actually, despite how close he is here, he hasn't actually pulled a move or moved to the side to make it look like he's pulling a move. Leclerc is closing in on his good friend Esteban Ocon here, who he spent quite a bit of time behind earlier on in this race. So can he undo the wrongs of his earlier battle? This is on board again with Leclerc getting the move done on... Oh no, that was Ocon he was trying to get past, and he had to take avoiding action, go over the final curb. He went around the bollard, so he did it correctly, so I think he's okay, but Ocon got back past him again. Fastest sector 1 now from Verstappen. Sainz has the fastest lap as it stands. And here comes Sainz again. Sainz is going to have DRS. He doesn't look quite as close as he has been on other laps. He's really closed in though with DRS. He's quite close. He's quite close, but not close enough to get a move done into that final corner. Not close enough. He's close, but not close enough into the first corner either. And we have 10 laps to go. Can you imagine if all 10 laps were like this? If Sainz can stay in touch with Verstappen. I wonder what the track temperature... What's our track temperature at the moment? 22 degrees in the air, and the track itself 42 degrees. That's warm enough. Leclerc's past Ocon into the hairpin. He gets the move done. Leclerc is not hanging around at all. Did Leclerc pit again for fresh tyres? That's what I'm wondering. I'm worried about Leclerc's medium tyres. That's what I'm worried about. So that's Leclerc into 5th place, 4 seconds now behind Russell. He's on medium tyres, Russell is on hard. Is Russell in danger here? Russell is currently on course for another top 5 finish. That will be a top 5 finish in every race of the season so far. Really, really consistent from Russell. And we hear Lewis Hamilton complaining a lot about the car this season. Haven't heard so many complaints from Russell. And, you know, I think the reason for that is Russell was driving a Williams for the last 2 or 3 seasons, so this is still a step up for him. He did drive, of course, he did drive the Mercedes the season before last, wasn't it, where he almost won a race in it. He just had a few issues caused by the Mercedes team. There's a fastest sector 3 now from Sainz. So fastest sector 1 is with Verstappen, fastest sector 3 is with Sainz. Sainz holds the fastest lap right now. Hamilton's 1.9 seconds behind Sainz. Hamilton is he's really in touch here. Hamilton has an opportunity to make up for it if any of the top two have coming together. 1.075 seconds between Verstappen and Sainz. So that's Sainz out of DRS. Good news for Verstappen. Definitely good news for Verstappen there. Oh, it's close though. 0.8 of a second now, so Sainz is back in DRS. Back in DRS land. Driver of the day, our vote at the moment, we have, let me see, for other drivers, 0%. So nobody is considering anybody else. I still think Leclerc has had a good race so far. If he doesn't have to pit again, it's going to be a good race. Let's put it that way. We have then Sainz on 24%, Verstappen on 35%, and in the lead, Hamilton on 41% of the vote. Very, very interesting. Hamilton he's had a good race. Look at that. As I keep saying, he's only 2 seconds off of Sainz right now. He's only 2 seconds away. So this is a great opportunity for him. A great opportunity for Lulu. Did I just call him Lulu? Sorry about that. Lewis Hamilton. That's not what I want. Changing that. Who's going to win the race? Who's going to win the race? Can Carlos Sainz do it? 5/10. Has a lot of porpoising there on that Ferrari as he's coming down the back straight. Start finish now, and let's see if it starts bouncing again. Yeah, it's pretty violent in the Ferrari actually. Pretty violent, I have to say. Leclerc now 2.6 seconds behind Russell. Another fastest lap for Carlos Sainz. He means business here. He really does. But I'd be very disappointed if we get to this race and he hasn't at least attempted an overtake on Verstappen. Verstappen is controlling this. Incident involving Vettel will be investigated after the race. A safety car infringement. Seb, what have you done? What have you done? No idea what he's done, but overtaking behind the safety car, blocking, going too fast, creating too much of a gap. Could be anything. Could be anything. But, okay, here's a replay of it. No, it's not. It's Lance Stroll. This is racing. I was saying, oh, they're going way too fast to be behind the safety car there. So Stroll is past Ricciardo, and that puts Ricciardo now down into 11th place. Sainz still very close to Verstappen, but he's not getting any move done there. Go to the start finish. Verstappen though, he's doing a very good job. He's keeping on the line. He's not doing anything wrong. It's really going to take a big push from Sainz to get past Verstappen here. I feel like Verstappen is controlling this at the moment. He would definitely like to be out of DRS range. That's a fact. But he does seem to be cool under pressure here. He's been there so many times before. This is the ex Red Bull teammates here, or ex Toro Rosso, now AlphaTauri teammates, and they were quite equal when they were teammates with Toro Rosso. So I don't think Verstappen is going to want to be beaten by his former teammate here. And it makes me wonder, is this going to be like a battle between Hamilton and Verstappen, or a battle between Verstappen and Leclerc in terms of how nice Verstappen will be if Sainz does try to make a move here? But we're on the back straight again. It's closing, but just not close enough here. Not close enough. 2.8 seconds now between Leclerc and Russell. 2.6. Yeah, Leclerc he's not dramatically closing that gap. Not dramatically. Ocon is now 5 seconds behind Leclerc. Alonso is 0.3 seconds behind his teammate. That's one we need to see. It's actually, there is another bottleneck. We have Bottas 6/10 of a second behind Alonso, Zhou 6/10 of a second behind Bottas, then Stroll is 9 seconds behind. So Stroll is not in that battle at the moment. Ricciardo's dropped off 2.2 seconds behind Stroll. So Ricciardo looks like his race is done as well, unless something happens in the top 10 and he's not going to get a point. Alonso team radio. Alpine dared to tell Alonso to hold station, so they're saying they have a straight line issue. Stay where you are. So basically, don't overtake your teammate. And Alonso countered that by saying that he's been faster all weekend. And the response was, okay, fine. So I don't know if that was a very clear instruction back from Alonso saying, I'm not following team orders. But the proof is going to be in the pudding, and we're going to see very soon now if Alonso will try to pull a move on Ocon. And that could end in disaster. Ocon will not want to be beaten by Alonso. He definitely will not want to be beaten by Alonso. And yeah, Ocon has been known to get his elbows out in the past. We have, we have 3.5 laps left here. 3.5 laps, so Sainz, you're losing your opportunity here. Hamilton's dropped off a little bit now, 4.1 seconds behind. Yeah, there's everybody in the Ferrari garage praying. Come on, Carlos, you can do this. I'd love to see Carlos Sainz win this race. I would. The championship needs it because Verstappen is running away with it. If he wins this race in particular, he's running away with it. This has been a solid race, though, from Verstappen. He's done very well today. Very, very well. Yes, I will stay until the end of the race. Of course I'll stay until the end of the race. I want to see what's going to happen here. 3 laps to go. Confirmed. 3 laps to go. 0.6 of a second now between Sainz and Verstappen. I feel like he's running out of opportunities now. We have the helmet cam as well for Sainz. Oh, it's bumpy. Wow. Motion sickness. Motion sickness looking at that. Whoa. Now or never, though. It's now or never. He really needs to try and get as close as possible here on Verstappen as we come into the back part of the circuit, to the back straight. 0.7 of a second. Fastest lap is still with Sainz, by the way. 0.6 of a second. Coming to the hairpin. He's trying to get very, very close here. Very close indeed. Yeah, I think he looks close. DRS is open now. Let's see what he's made of. Can he get close enough? I think Verstappen must be on the battery power here. He does look really close. No, he's not. He hasn't gone for the move. Still hasn't gone for the move. What about on the start-finish straight? It's shorter. He won't be able to get that done either. He just runs out. Ooh, Hamilton went very close to the wall in the background there. Where is Hamilton? I'm not seeing Hamilton. It's alright, he's definitely still running. I think Hamilton did run very wide there, got very close to the wall. He's compromised himself ever so slightly, so he's 5.5 seconds now behind Sainz. So he definitely went slow through there. Russell is 4.4 seconds behind Hamilton. I think the Mercedes have decided to just hold station. That would be my guess. Leclerc 2.9 seconds behind Russell, so Leclerc's race is probably done as well. I think he just needs to bring it home at this stage. 5th place, though, considering he started in 19th, is a great result for Leclerc. But considering that Verstappen is winning the race at the moment, even if Verstappen comes second, that's tough for Leclerc. Leclerc, I guess, could move into 2nd place in the championship, potentially. Now Carlos Sainz again. No, he still can't get close enough to Verstappen to try and do a move on him here. He looks a lot better here in the start-finish straight. No, he's still not attempting it. Still not attempting it. So Sainz stays in touch with Verstappen for the final 10 laps. Oh, Sainz, he was struggling for traction there. He must have lost a little bit of time. I wonder if those tires. No, those are hard tires, so they couldn't be wearing out at this stage unless they were used tires when he put them on. Nine-tenths of a second. Oh, he's almost out of DRS range here. Almost out of DRS range. Are we on the final lap? We're on the final lap. Yeah, we're on the final lap. Big cheer from the crowd. Sainz looks very far off here. 1.2 seconds. He's not going to have DRS. Not going to have DRS. He does have DRS somehow, but he's too far away. He won't be able to pull off any move here on Max Verstappen. Verstappen is coming around here. Verstappen wins. Verstappen has won the race. That was a really, really good win from Verstappen. Really good win. Under big pressure. Hamilton comes home in third place here. So it's Sainz second, Hamilton third. And Alonso versus Ocon. Alonso won't be able to get that done. Bottas actually putting Alonso under a lot of pressure here. So Ocon finishes in 6th and Alonso finished 7th. Bottas 8th. Zhou is 9th. And we have Stroll, I guess, will be coming in 10th here. Let's see. Well, Stroll has completely disappeared off our tracker at the moment. So Stroll hasn't been confirmed just yet. But it is, it's Max Verstappen as our race winner here. And yeah, if you didn't know it already, breaking news, Max Verstappen won the Canadian Grand Prix. Or he has won the Canadian Grand Prix 2022. And Carlos Sainz has the fastest lap. It was a great race in the end. That was really good. He was great under pressure. Verstappen was very, very good under pressure there. He certainly held his own, so he did. He definitely held his own. Yeah, something wrong with Max's radio, so we can't hear what he thinks. Did they just flash driver of the day on the screen there, or did I miss it? Not sure. I'm not sure if they flashed driver of the day. What do I want to do? I want to get back on Twitter to the Formula 1 page. Okay, they confirm Max Verstappen wins. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, nerves down at Ferrari. No, they haven't confirmed driver of the day on the Formula 1 Twitter yet. Alrighty, let's run through the final order here. So I guess starting in 17th and last place is Kevin Magnussen. 16th is Latifi. 15th, Norris. Another very, very disappointing weekend for McLaren. This car is just not performing well this season at all. We have Gasly then in 14th. That's disappointing for Gasly as well. He was consistently in the points last season, so he's struggling somewhat this season. I know he had a good race at the Baku circuit last time out, but this weekend, not so good. Hamilton's back on the podium, by the way, just in case we'd all forgotten that. So that's Gasly 14th, Albon then 13th, Vettel is 12th, Ricciardo 11th, Stroll first of the point finishers in 10th place. Good result for Stroll, actually. Vettel will not be happy. Will not be happy at all because he looked much better this weekend. But there you go. Zhou finishes in 9th, but he finishes just behind his teammate Bottas in 8th. So good recovery from Bottas to beat his teammate. Alonso is 7th. Ocon is 6th. I think Alonso is going to be somewhat sore about this considering how well he did this weekend to finish behind his teammate. That is going to be a tough one to take. Really, really tough one to take. Okay, Leclerc finishes in 5th. Good result considering he started in 19th, so it's a good recovery drive for Leclerc. Russell then is in 4th. Hamilton back on the podium. He's in 3rd place. Sainz is in 2nd. Just about. He finishes 9/10 of a second behind Verstappen, and he gets the fastest lap, so he's going to get a bonus point for that. I think ultimately he would have liked the win, to be honest with you. And as Verstappen wins yet again, another race win for Verstappen. Is that his 26th career win? I think. maybe his 26th career win. Bybod Matt, thanks for commentating. Thanks for joining us, Bybod. I like your username. Maybe that's your name, and maybe I'm really offending you. If I am, apologies. Yeah, as we can see, Max Verstappen has won the race. Now, I want to track down the driver standings, see if we can get the driver standings. If it's been updated yet, I suspect that Perez may have fallen from second in the championship. He hasn't actually, believe it or believe it not, he hasn't. So the championship as it stands right now, we've Max Verstappen winning on 175 points. In second place, we have Sergio Perez on 129 points. So that puts him 46 points behind his teammate, almost 2 race wins unanswered behind his teammate. So that's a big lead now that Verstappen has in the World Championship. Charles Leclerc then in third on 126 points, so that puts him 3 points behind Sergio Perez in the standings. George Russell 111 points, so amazingly George Russell is not only ahead of his teammate, but he is just 15 points behind Leclerc for third place in the championship. Carlos Sainz is in 5th place on 102 points, Hamilton 6th on 77 points, Lando Norris is 7th somehow on 50 points, so he's been consistently chipping away despite the struggles they're having with the McLaren. We have Valtteri Bottas in 8th on 44 points, Ocon is 9th on 39 points, and then Alonso is in 10th on 22 points. So he is a grand total of, let's see, that will put him 17 points behind his teammate. He's not gonna like that. Gasly's 11th on 16 points, Magnussen 12th on 15, Ricciardo 13th on 15 points as well, Vettel is in 14th on 13 points, Tsunoda is 15th on 11 points, Zhou is 16th on 3 points, Alex Albon has 3 points as well in 17th, Stroll has 3 points, he's in 18th, and then Mick Schumacher, Nico Hülkenberg and Nicholas Latifi have all scored no points so far this season. Not convinced Nico Hülkenberg is going to get an opportunity again this season because he was a stand-in driver for Sebastian Vettel at the start of the season. And that's the way it goes. Let's have a look at the Teams Championship. Not expecting too many changes here on the Teams Championship either. So Red Bull lead the way on 304 points. Ferrari then are behind them in second place on 228 points. So quite a substantial lead already for Red Bull in the championship. And we're only on the Canadian Grand Prix so far. Mercedes then are in third on 188 points. So that puts them, 40 points now behind Ferrari. So closing, ever so slightly closing on Ferrari. McLaren then a long way off in fourth on 65 points. Alpine have 61 points in fifth. Alfa Romeo have 47 points in sixth. AlphaTauri, disappointingly, only 27 points for them in 7th. Aston Martin then in 8th with 16 points. Haas in 9th with 15 points, so 1 point behind Aston Martin. I think today's results are going to hurt them a little bit. They had a good opportunity to score points and threw it all away, unfortunately. Williams then in 10th and last place, but they have 3 points, so they have scored some points this season. So that's good for them. Good for them. All right. So we are at the race end. There's Lewis Hamilton now. They're interviewing him. He looks very happy. And I don't know if Lewis Hamilton is going to do a full 360 here and say, oh, this car is great. It's much better. It doesn't look like he's had too much difficulties with his back here either. So that's good for Lewis. I genuinely was worried when I saw him get out of the car at the last race. Not worried because I was like, oh my God, Lewis Hamilton has broken his back, because I think he may have over-embellished just how bad things were just to make a statement to the FIA. I certainly think there was an element of that. I could be wrong, but I think there was an element of that. However, the issue is there is a rule that you are not fit to drive the car if you can't exit the car in X amount of seconds. I think it's something like between 3 and 5 seconds if you have an accident. And if he was really that crippled in the car, there is no way he would have been able to get out of the car if he had an accident. Say he was in Roman Grosjean's situation where the car was on fire and it was like a fireball. A really bad situation. If Hamilton's back was that bad, you know, Toast comes to mind. He would not have been in a good state, let's put it that way. So I certainly do think there was a case to be made for drivers that are suffering like that actually should not be racing. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But today we're celebrating Max Verstappen has won yet again. Another win for Max Verstappen. I forgot to check how many wins he has this season. Let me double check how many times he's won this season. Let's see. So he won in Saudi Arabia, he won in the US, he won in Spain, he won in Azerbaijan, and he won here in Canada. So that's his 5th win this season. Perez has 1 win, and Leclerc only has 2 wins. 2 wins. So I suppose, yeah, between all the races, yeah, those are all the race wins between those 3 guys, the top 3 in the championship. That's it. We didn't have any rain today, so we didn't get any kind of unusual result or anything like that. Sainz and Verstappen having a bit of a chat there as they wait to go onto the podium. Okay, before I go, I need to double check our poll for driver of the day. I still didn't see who was the Formula 1 driver of the day. Somebody tell me who was the Formula 1 driver of the day. I'm checking their Twitter right now. Maybe we'll be able to get it here. I tried everything, guys, says Carlos Sainz. Yeah, I guess you did, Carlos. I guess you did. It's just that Red Bull is so goddamn fast. So fast. Formula 1 driver of the day. I still haven't seen who the Formula 1 driver of the day was. Okay, I'm going to end our poll. We have a couple of votes for other drivers, by the way, for driver of the day, but no comments as to who those other drivers are. So I'm just going to assume that you're talking about Leclerc for other driver. Oh, they're just watching Tsunoda's crash there. So the Ferrari mechanics running out, so highlights going on. So clicking end on the poll. And it'll come up now in a second. So we had a grand total of 37 votes. Thank you for the votes. So we scored 5% for other drivers for driver of the day. Okay, as I said, no idea who those other drivers are because we didn't get comments about that. But I'm going to assume, we're talking about probably Charles Leclerc. Sainz then got 21% of the vote. Hamilton got 35% of the vote, but Hamilton has been pipped to it yet again by Max Verstappen with 37% of the vote. So, yeah, you guys were quite close there between Verstappen and Hamilton, as you always are. I think that's a rivalry that's going to go on, and actually that Mercedes looks like it's getting stronger as well. So we may actually see some genuine rivalry between Verstappen and Hamilton as we continue through this season. That would be good. That would be good. I'd love to see a 3-way battle between Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull. That would be very, very awesome. Very awesome indeed. Now Formula 1. Don't let me down, Formula 1. Come on, who was your driver of the day? It'll probably be a real anticlimax here where they'll just confirm that it was Max Verstappen who was driver of the day, but I'm going to double check. So what's their website called? Formula1.com. Live timing, join the session. Okay, I could do that. I suppose that's the place I need to go. Oh, live coverage, follow all, joining live. Okay, so they're giving me an overview of the tires. That's lovely. That's not what I need. Subscribe for live timing. Okay, I may do that at some point. Overview. All right. Oh, the overview is quite good. Still not seeing who driver of the day was. Victory for Max Verstappen. Yep. Esteban Ocon, Team Radio. I don't need that. Gasly. This is all really good. So they they have team radio built into the tracker here, so in theory, in theory, we should be able to listen to team radio in the future. I'll see if I can build that into the stream. That would be great if we could do that. That would be great. Carlos Sainz picks off Fernando Alonso early on in his second. Yeah, we know all about that. All right. Look, I give up. I'm sure it was Max Verstappen, that one driver of the day. All right. Before I go, firstly, I would say thank you very, very much for joining us. Great to have you along here. It was a good race. I enjoyed it. I thought we had a good time. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell as well if you want to be notified of future videos. If you're watching on Facebook, don't forget to like the video and also follow the page as well if you can. If you want to be notified of future videos as well, that would be good. That would be very, very good. Twitch, I'm not so good with Twitch, but I'm sure you can like the video on there as well, and I really do appreciate your support no matter what platform you're following us on. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that for now. So as I said, thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the race, and I'll speak to you again soon for the next race.